YouTube, what is good? Today we're going to do a quick little transformation cut. We're going to go from this to a nice ball fade with a little bit of length on top. First thing we're going to do is we're going to wet the hair all the way around, get it nice and saturated with water. Start using your shears to cut all the top length of the hair. Here I'm going to leave it just over about 1.5 inches. So I'm going to use that guideline, follow it all the way to the back, and do the whole top in the same manner. Once cutting the top is completed, we're going to go ahead and blow dry your client's hair. I'm going to be using a round brush, this way I can style it as I'm blow drying it. This makes it easier for later when you add pomade or whatever kind of styling product you use. And as I'm flipping the front up, I do see a huge bald spot because my client likes to use the trimmers and shape himself up in between haircuts. Based on what he wants, we're not going to be doing any hair fibers. We're going to leave it natural the way it is, again, per what the client wants. The next move is to grab your trimmers. You're going to start making the 0 guideline all the way around the head. So here I'm just going to make the mark. I'm going to make sure it's symmetrical. It's where I want it. And then when it's complete, I'm going to go ahead and shave all the existing long hair from underneath. Now you're going to take your clippers, open it to the longest setting, which is the half. You're going to make a 1-inch guideline all the way around the head. Now you're going to grab your number 1 guard, you're going to put it on, leaving the setting open. You're going to go ahead and make another 1-inch guideline all the way around the head. Now you're going to get your 2 guard, you're going to leave the clipper open, you're going to make another guideline, 1 inch above that guideline, all the way around the head. I will now use the foreguard closed, and I'm going to try and go ahead and blend into the longest hair he has on his head. I'm trying to make sure this is a finished blend. This way I don't have anything to really do to connect the long hair into the short hair, or at least into the foreguard. I want this blend to look nice. This way I can go over it with a 3 and be done. Now that all those guidelines are complete, I'm going to go ahead and put my 1.5 guard, which is your 3/16 on, and I'm going to go from open, mid to close, and I'm going to start blending out that line that's left from the 1.5 to the 2.5. Your goal here is to lighten up dark spots. That's the biggest thing you're gonna do, is you're gonna make sure you're lightening up any kind of dark spot that is out of sequence. You know, if you have a nice blend and somewhere to the left or the right it's dark, lighten it up. I'm gonna do the same thing using my 1/16 guard. This is my half guard on here now. I'm gonna stay below the 1.5 guideline, and I'm gonna start blending into the half guideline. I'm gonna go open, mid to close. Now I'm taking my clipper, and since I'm blending that bottom guideline out away, it was put in with a half. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start midway and then close. That's gonna erase that bottom guideline. Then you should have a pretty decent fade for the most part. All right. If it's not perfect, it's fine. It is what it is. Just try your best and lighten up those dark spots that make this blend a lot better. Just takes practice. Once you're done with the side, repeat that whole process on the back and the other side of the head. I will now play it in fast forward motion. This way you guys get the gist, you at least get to see a visual of it, and try to do exactly what I'm doing here. Now that the fading portion of the haircut is done, you can go over it with a foil shaver. This just gets it extra bald on the bottom of the fade, and it cuts all that stubble completely off. So do not bring this shaver up too high, or you will create more marks, more guidelines on accident. So stay low, and if you need to, go with the grain toward the top of the hair, and then when you're below, you can go against the grain. This way it cuts a little bit shorter, and then you minimize the risks of making more lines. For the shape up part, I'm going to find the center of the head, and I'm going to work my way out in a nice straight line. And once that's completed, I'm going to make a nice little vertical 90-degree angle toward the end of the guy's eyebrow. Again, we will not be using any enhancements on this cut. This is an all natural cut. 90% of your haircuts are going to be like this for the most part. Now here where the arch is, I'm just lightly hitting it because there's a little bit of hair there, and it's going to be enough for me to use the razor later, and you will see a little line pop out. So once that's completed, start from the center again, work your way symmetrically out to the other side of the head, and do the same technique that I did prior. Now to finish it off with the razor, I do like to lean my client back. This way I can always cut against the grain. Go ahead and stretch the skin. Stay within your lines. Try not to cut too much or make too many excessive swipes. That leads to irritation. And you will come out with a good, nice finished product every time. Here's a finished product. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will have another one coming out very shortly. Like, comment, subscribe, people, please. All right. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.